What improved your life so much that you wished you had done sooner? Story 1. I stopped living my life just waiting for the weekend. When you work 5 days a week and have just 2 days off, it's not good to constantly wait for those 2 days. Instead, you can plan something meaningful or fun every day, even if it's just a tiny thing. Story 2. The pandemic did me a solid on this one. I lost my job for 20 years due to it. 2 hours of commuting every day, which had just risen to 3 hours. I took a year off and found a perfect job around the corner from my house. 4 minutes, a walk. Absolute game changer. I took a 20% pay cut, but we sold my commuting car, and with the fuel price what it is, we're considerably better off. In addition, the 3 hours saved commuting means extra time with my wife and kids. I'm thrilled. Story 3. When I was told I would lose my eyesight, it made me pay more attention to how beautiful the sky was. I can still see and enjoy watching the clouds on a level I can't explain. Story 4. I started flower gardening. Relaxing. You'll see results all summer. Lots of successes and failures, but failures bring improvements. And I listen to Audible books while I'm at it sometimes, especially great if you have a desk job. Story 5. I used to get so hurt when my husband didn't want to join me in something. We finally talked about it, and I decided it was because I didn't know how to say no to something he wanted to do. So I expected the same courtesy. It took him saying, "You can say no to things too," for the light bulb to turn on. If I ever declined something growing up, it was considered rude or disrespectful to the person offering. Story 6. I started reading science fiction and fantasy books instead of everything I read being great or literary, and I found I liked reading things I enjoy more than things other people deem relevant or worthwhile. Story 7. I did fencing in college, and I couldn't make it work with my school and work schedule. 15 years later, I found a club and started doing it again. I would say I like every other sport, and exercising is unpleasant and dull. This is the only one for me, and I need something to make me active. Story 8. I started viewing things as possible experiences rather than just opportunities for achievement. Before that, for example, I took a class. I was only focused on the grade. I wouldn't say I liked the course if I couldn't get a good quality. I wouldn't even start a book if it was too hard or too long and I might not finish it. Then I realized the purpose of classes and books and other things was to learn, and that hard ones were likely the ones I learned the most from, even if I didn't get the best grade. I started doing all sorts of things with the idea that I just wanted the experience. Even if I was the worst one out there, who cares? I wasn't there for the achievement. I wanted to learn things. This works socially as well. And I started taking way more risks, telling myself that, at the very least, it would be a learning experience. I saw a saying once, "It's only a failure if you stop trying. Otherwise, it's an experiment." I love it. Story 9. I was finding the right therapist. Been in since I was 9, and I found the right one at 23. It's only been maybe 6 months, but I've already unpacked so much more trauma in that short time than all the years wasted in therapy. Story 10. I used to work as a kitchen manager for similar hours until about a year ago. Then I started a work-from-home job as well. It's insane how much more time and energy I have. I can keep a consistent workout schedule. I'm eating well because I'm not burnt out on cooking. I can keep up with my hobbies better than I ever have in the past. Story 11. I've been working remotely since 2017, and it's the best thing in my career so far. Not promotions, raises, or any recognitions. I lost 20 pounds healthily through 30-minute exercises, jump rope, jogging, stairs climbing, twice a day. Ate more healthily, cook my meals now that I have the time, and saved a lot by not commuting. Mentally too, I now have much patience and go about life much more relaxedly. I can do groceries, go to the post office, bank on weekdays when it's not busy, and truly reserve weekend time for family and friends. Before that, I had a long commute, always coming home late and eating whatever was available. Weekends were spent sleeping in, lounging in front of the TV, and resenting Monday. I don't think I can ever go back into in-office work. Story 12. I begrudgingly started lifting weights when I was 30 due to some back pain that caused me to be able to get out of my office chair barely. I forced myself to go for a few weeks. Then I started looking forward to going to the gym. Then after a while, I became a total gym rat meathead. I wish I had started lifting when I was a teenager. Not only did it cure my back pain, but I lost weight, look and feel much better, and the doctor says all my health indicators are spot on now, as I'm in my 40s, and in addition, it's like a hobby for me now that I tinker with and socialize with other people who are into the same thing. Story 13. I dedicate at least 30 minutes daily to playing with my kid full stop. I sometimes played and sometimes wouldn't play. But then I realized something. I was journaling daily about my feelings, and I realized that the high point of every single day wasn't the time I spent playing pretend with him because we were both so joyful. He's 6, growing up way too fast, and I adore him. So even when I'm exhausted and get busy, I now set aside other grown up responsibilities and make up for it. Pretend to be a puppy or make a fake dinner with him in his playhouse. I forget I'm his parent or an adult for a half hour and talk to him as if I were still his age. Of course, it makes him happier than anything in the world when mommy plays with him, but the real surprise was noticing that it made me happy too. That time isn't just quality time, it's something my soul treasures as downtime from the rest of my life. I genuinely enjoy it, and I think most other people would too, if they just tried it. Forget how silly it makes you feel and do it. Story 14. After COVID started, I spent a year drinking and eating pizza every other day, and at that time I thought, why shouldn't I keep doing it if I enjoy it? You can die anytime, so you should make the most of your little time, right? The problem is, apart from health consequences, that it quickly becomes not enjoyable, and now I realize how miserable I was during that time. Most things are only fun when you do them occasionally. Sounds obvious, I know, but it was not apparent to my dumb ass. Now I've set rules for myself that I can only drink on Sundays and only eat junk food once a month, and it's so much more rewarding and fun. Story 15. I was buying a decent mattress. Well, a mattress topper at least. For most of my life, since I hit puberty, I could never get asleep quickly. I'd roll around for hours with my eyes closed and get comfortable, but could never doze off. And when I woke up, it mainly was resigning myself to the fact that it was time to get out of bed, whether I felt rested or not. So I just assumed that I suffered from some insomnia, and there wasn't much I could do about it, because I wasn't about to go down the route of taking sleeping pills and all the problems that can bring. Then one day, I finally decided that if I were going to spend sleepless nights awake and tossing in bed, I would at least be comfortable. So I bought an excellent memory foam mattress topper. I've never slept so well in my whole life, and my whole world changed. I had a perfect shredded memory foam pillow, and I'm in heaven. I'm out like a light in a few minutes and comfy as hell, so I wake up with tons of energy and a better outlook on life. Story 16. Stop drinking and doing so many drugs. I was a terrible alcoholic with first signs of cirrhosis and puking and losing enough blood to need a transfusion, so kind of a wake-up call that still took years to stop altogether. Story 17. I started doing yoga every day 2 months ago, and I feel so much better. My body doesn't hurt constantly. My work injuries give me less trouble, and I'm just happier. I've also started running, which I've always hated, but now look forward to whenever possible. I don't like the days I can't run because of work. Story 18. We were hiring a cleaner. I grew up in a house where money was tight. Whenever we heard people talking about their maids or housekeeper, we assumed they were super rich. I'm not wealthy, very much middle class, but my wife and I both work full time, and we have a lot on our plates, so we found a local person who has a small cleaning business. We keep up with daily cleaning, dishes, laundry, immediate spills, messes, wiping things down, etc. Then once a month, a cleaner does a pass, focusing on dusting and deeper cleaning the floors, bathrooms, etc. It's about the exact cost of a date night, and does so much to help us stay on top.